was a much, much better game from the Orange and Blue, and with that, they take a 3-1 series stranglehold against the Golden Knights. 3-0 is your final tonight in favor of the Orange and Blue. Welcome to the GCL Diesel Oil Stream postgame show, live on location at the Canadian Ice House in Ice District. Hope you're doing well tonight. I know people are probably very, very happy after the Oilers' victory and turned that frown upside down on what was a cold and rainy Monday. But Edmonton now in commanding control of this series. 3-1. Gazzola, Hernan, Salas with you. Our game analyst, Matt Cassian, will be joining us shortly. We'll also be joined by Reid Wilkins for Reid's Read as we break down Edmonton's win in game number 4. So much to get to, and we want to highly encourage you to message us. Text us 780-218-9999. Get to the nasty chat as well if you're watching on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know we appreciate it so very, very much. Of course, GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around, from turbochargers to ejectors, fuel pumps to sensors. They are the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years. Hernan, Salas, what did you make of that game tonight, my friend?
Stu was due. Yes. What a first period, Tom. I don't know, man. If you're new to hockey, you want to watch that first period again. But that was just some great stuff. Wow. Listen, full credit to the Oilers. They brought their game tonight, Tom. They were the best team from start to finish. It wasn't even close. Vegas, obviously it's a combination of the Oilers being really good, but Vegas was not good. Their power play, it almost seems like they're overpassing it now. They've gone away from what's made them successful. Stuart Skinner, solid. I'll go back to that save in the first period, Barbashev breakaway. That's a huge one, Tom. And what I liked is when he made that save, the crowd erupted and the crowd stood and just showed him support. And listen, 24 save shutout. Was there a lot of great A's? No, but he did his job, Tom, and that's all you can ask for. And this is going to be huge for his confidence. Not only a shutout, the win, but you could hear the crowd behind him, which was awesome. So good for him. Listen, Tom, we were both kind of, why is this guy in? But Kapaned, he made himself noticeable. I'll give him that. He threw 2 big hits. He had some good looks, man. I thought he was going to pot one there on one of those looks. Stecher, solid. Good call by, I don't know if it's Paul Coffey's decision or Knobloch's, but the pairings were excellent tonight. He went away from Nurse Bouchard. Nurse was much better with Stecher, and Bush and Kulak solid. Walman and Klimberg solid once again. All in all, Tom, I mean, depth scoring against Adam Henrique, and I love how the Oilers went after Adin Hill. They didn't stop. They chirped him. They got him off his game, and I was watching Kelly Rudy in the intermission. Then I went to TNT with the King, Henrik Lundqvist. And they both said, we get it, but you got to calm down. Like you can't, you're playing into the Edmonton Oilers' hands. So, hey, Tommy, all in all, full marks to the Edmonton Oilers. There's not one player I can really sit here and say he wasn't up to par. Awesome effort by the Oilers tonight.
Very engaged effort, like you said. Well said, Hernan, Salas. I'll also add Mark Stewart into the conversation when it comes to defensive decisions. I think we overlook him way too much. I think, he doesn't get the credit that he's due on the defensive side of things. It isn't just Paul Coffey. I'm guilty of saying it too. But, the coaching staff, they push the right buttons. Nanso, you talk about it. They seem to find the right moves to make, and I think that was another case of that tonight. So the Oilers get that 3-0 victory. They take a stranglehold of the series, up 3-1, going back to Vegas for Wednesday night. We'll be live on location at Hudson's White Avenue. That should be a lot of fun. I want to send a big shout out to Corey B, Cal in the Park, Sarah, and VR Montenegro. Great to see them. Patrick as well stopped by and said hi. I did see Atif too. Atif was there. There goes the Nasties. Nice quiet night for them. They're looking good. They're good. Corey B, they're all happy. Oh, Corey B's sticking around. Send him another beer, I guess. That was just a very thorough victory. I think it was really relieving that Stuart Skinner played the way he did. I think a lot of fans, he's won them back temporarily. We'll see if he can continue this trend and play well on Wednesday night in Vegas. And if he does, then, they'll just get more people back on the Stu train. So let's get into the scoring summary, and Matt Cassian will be stopping by shortly. We do want to read a bunch of your texts as well, 780-218-9999. Get to the nasty chat as well. This text says, great team effort. Best Dry has looked in a while. Smokey the Bear says, let's go, boys. I always believed, even when the Oilers scored first, I don't want to hear a word out of anyone who was eviscerating Stu on Twitter the last 48 hours. The man played the best I've seen him play since last year's run and shoved everything those threw at him down their throats. Sorry if I'm a little aggressive. I'm just so excited. Let's go back to Vegas and punch our ticket to round number 3. That's from Smokey the Bear, who's fired up. Big Dave texts again, says Oilers were good and Vegas was only as good as the chances the Oilers gave them. That first period was amazing. Full credit to Stu for being solid tonight, and the Oilers overall having one of the best games I've seen them play all year. Very well said, Big Dave. Thank you for that text. Thank you to everyone who has texted in so far. Keep them coming in. 780-218-9999. Get to the nasty chat as well. Hit that thumbs up button as we get into the scoring summary from tonight's Oilers 3-0 victory. Adam Henrique got the party started very early in this game, his second of the postseason at 1:27. Great hustle by Connor Brown. Off the faceoff, Brown goes on the forecheck, digs the puck out, finds Henrique open in the slot. He makes no mistake. He fires it top shelf on Adin Hill. 1-zip Oil. Then at 13:03, this line again creating a little bit of havoc in front. You heard Hernan talking about it. All the crashing and going hard to the net, and this goal would lead to a fight. It would lead to a skirmish. That was a very, very entertaining first period tonight. But Henrique, with a nice move between his legs in tight, buries his second of the night, third of the postseason from Zach Hyman and Evander Kane to make it 2-0 Oil at 13:03. The NHL scoring summary even says between the legs shot. So that was a clever little play by Adam Henrique. Into the second period we go. Evander Kane scores a big goal. I thought he had a very good game among pretty much everyone else. Evander Kane on a nice feed from Connor McDavid after Stuart Skinner made a nice, clever save in tight, where I think it was an Oiler player that might have redirected it back on net, and it turned into a scoring chance, but Stu kicked it out. And then Bouchard to McDavid, McDavid up to Kane. He goes in and he buries one 5-hole on Adin Hill. That one, Hernan, if Calvin Pickard let it in, if Stuart Skinner let it in, he would get shredded for that goal. What did you make of Adin Hill's game tonight?
I didn't like it, to be honest. The first goal he doesn't really have a chance on. It's right out in front. Henrique just doesn't stop it. He just hits it one, times it in. But yeah, listen, I understand the players, but the one when he pushes Hyman out of his crease, Hyman didn't even touch him. He was just in the crease and he got frustrated with that. The Yamark one, he sticks out his leg. Yamark catches it. He goes down. I mean, the Evander Kane penalty, charging. Are you kidding me? Big Nab.
He got pushed, didn't he?
Yeah, he got pushed right into the goaltender. So, Adin Hill, settled down after, sure, but I don't think he's been very good this series. As much as we're talking about Stuart Skinner last game and all the heat he took, you look at Adin Hill on the other side, Tom. He has not been up to what we expected Adin Hill to be. The number 2 for Team Canada. Everybody said they had the advantage in net, and right now it's not. That's not the case. So yeah, I thought Adin Hill's fighting it a bit. He let his emotions get the best of him. The Oilers knew it, went to him, kept going to him, and you saw in that third goal he got chirped pretty hard by the Oilers skating by him after the celly. So yeah, I think Adin Hill, he needs to be better, and he's going to have to be outstanding here if Vegas has any chance of coming back in this one.
All right, keep those texts coming in, 780-218-9999. The Oilers win at 3-0. Take a stranglehold of this series. If you have any questions as well for Matt Cassian, fire those our way. Get to the nasty chat as well. Let's bring in our game analyst, Matt Cassian, for the breakdown, brought to you as always by our good friends over at South Fort Chev. Buy now and save 0% financing OAC up to 72 months, or save up to $8,000 on 2025 Silverado 1500s. And if you haven't gotten your tires changed over from your winters, they are doing a seasonal tire change for you. If you mention EST sent you, receive an on-rim tire change for $59.95 plus tax. They're also giving up big discounts on inspections when you get your tires changed. See dealer for details at www.southportchev.com. Drive a little, save a lot at Southport Chev. Let's bring them in. It is our game analyst, Matt Cassian. Cass, is it a complete role reversal from the other night in Game 3 where the Oilers blew it and lost, or do you think there was just like some tweaking and some incremental changes that set them down on the right path tonight?
Not incremental changes, is just a mentality shift. Completely different team, guys, in the last two games. Completely different team. Love the physicality. For as much as I kind of cringed with Kapaned going in to a certain extent and was kind of like, and said on the pregame show, kind of a lateral move. I didn't expect him to do much. He was fantastic tonight. Played incredibly well, was physical. Stecher was solid. Gave you some good minutes back there. But the team just as a whole, it kind of seemed like they came out there with this screw you attitude. And that wasn't there. Like they had it in game 1, didn't have it in game 2, didn't have it in game 3. Game 4 here tonight, they had it. They had the, you know what, screw you guys. Whatever you're going to do, we're going to push back. We're going to be around your net. We're going to buzz Adin Hill a little bit. Yeah, you can slash us. You can push us in the goal. You can do whatever you want, but we're just going to stick it to you, and we're going to win the game at the end of the day. So I love the mentality shift. They played a way more complete, way better game today, guys. A lot of fun to watch. That first period, especially, that was great.
Yeah, it was. That was awesome. Just really quickly, Hernan was talking about Adin Hill. You can see the Oilers get to him. Going into this game, in this series, 1-2 record, .859 save percentage, .372 goals against average. And obviously those numbers not going to get any better after tonight's loss. The Oilers pepper him with, 32 shots. He makes 29 saves. And ultimately, he doesn't get any run support as well. Do you think, Cass, that Edmonton is in Adin Hill's head right now?
Definitely a little bit of that. They kind of have to be. He calmed down towards the end of the game, or middle of the game, really after that first period where he wasn't reacting as much, but pretty hard for him not to be. And if you even look at some of the ways that the goals were scored today, they weren't fantastic goals. I mean, the Evander Kane one in particular, you're going to want that one back. It's a knuckler, fans on it. If Stuart Skinner lets that in, he might not make it home tonight. He's going to have to do the Taylor Swift, pack him in the equipment box, get him into the back of someone else's SUV and take him home, because the city might go crazy. If that was Stuart Skinner, they'll let that one in. So he's struggled. He's been around enough. I don't think they're all the way in his head, but from a confidence issue, pretty hard not to look at some of the goals that Edmonton has scored, that Evander Kane one in particular, and go oh no, this is an issue, and you start to struggle a little bit with some confidence.
Go ahead, Nanso.
Hey, Kat, sorry, guys. I'm just, Cass, your mic went really up there.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Let me know if it's better.
Now it's better.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I just need a new cord. Maybe that's what my issue is. I don't know.
Sorry, it's just people were like, whoa, Cass's mic just went from 0 to 100. So sorry about that, boys. But I didn't
even do anything. I was just talking. You know what? It's just my microphone is fired up for the Oilers win today to put them in a series commanding 3-1 lead.
Get a Wannick on it. He'll fix everything.
Yeah. Hey, Cass, the shift we saw with the D pairings, Nurse with Stecher, I thought they were a lot better today. I mean, Walman and Klimberg have been a good pairing. Bouchard and Kulak look good. What did you make of Nurse kind of getting away from Bouchard, playing with another vet, a guy that he played with a lot this season, but he just looked a lot more comfortable? Yeah,
way more comfortable and way more calm. That's what it felt like. And maybe that's just nature of they were in the lead and they were controlling the game, and they weren't chasing. Today was the first game this series. Well, I guess game 1 different, but first game in the last couple of games where they weren't chasing and they weren't having to try to push the game and force it for Darnell Nurse, where it was I have to do this, where it was no, I can just play. And I think Stecher helped with that a little bit too. And I know CC took his knocks last year, and there's all kinds of people that are all over him, but for as much as everyone's like, oh, you shouldn't have to have a veteran defenseman to play with Darnell Nurse, it can really help. It can really help Darnell Nurse because Darnell at times can be unpredictable. And I think having a guy that is predictable in Stecher, that it helps smooth him out a little bit. He helps smooth him out a little bit. So I think it was a much better game for that pairing, and maybe just, again, overall from a team standpoint, it helped with it, but Darnell Nurse looked much more calm, and I think Evan Bouchard as well. Like, those two together just don't seem to mix play style wise and just execution wise. So keep them apart seems to be working much better, and certainly did tonight.
And Cass,
seeing a lot of go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, he played 16 minutes, Cass, right? Like, that's way more than Emerson was playing. Obviously, there's a little bit more trust there. And with that pairing, so that says a lot because Emerson was usually around the 7 to 10 mark, and Stecher played 16, where Klimberg dropped a little bit to 12. But it's good to see.
All right, I got a couple texts. There's a lot of love for Kapaned, rightly so. Cass touched on his performance tonight, using his body. That was good. More of that, please. I think he's earned his next look in game number 5. Brad from Crossfield wanted to know about Stecher. Cass, I think you hit on him pretty good there, steadying out the pairing. So you and Brad from Crossfield thinking along the same lines in regard to that. Brad from Crossfield also says, I definitely noticed Kapanen and Podkolzin. What about the line change? Getting McDavid away from Draisaitl driving his own line. There's some people saying that he played really well. I still think he's fighting it a little bit. What did we see from Leon tonight?
Yeah, I think he's fighting it a little bit too. It was a little more steady, and I think having Podkolzin and Kapanen and giving a little bit of a different look for him seemed to help a little bit. It refreshed him a little bit, but he still wasn't the dominant Leon Draisaitl that we saw for most of the year. So there's still something there, whether it's just mentally, emotionally, wherever he's at, he's not quite at the level that we would like him to be. Fortunately, in a game like today, and we talked about it in the pregame show, maybe switching it up a little bit, putting him with some guys that are more physical, going to drag him into it. I think that benefits him and hopefully allows him to work through it. Now, you are getting to a point where if you win this series and close it out, you're going to give him some time. Hopefully he can reset and blossom into the Leon that we know and love. But there's still, he's better today. He was more responsible with the puck. There was it was in the second period. You had the puck in the offensive blue line just inside. Sometimes when he's not playing well, he kind of tries to throw the puck, make an unnecessary backhand pass because he was on his backhand. But instead, as he pulled up, he decided to, no, I'm going to turn this into a battle, and just chipped it into the corner. Edmonton was able to stay in on the forecheck, ended up recovering the puck, and had a good offensive zone shift. So there are some things that are positives from him where he made good choices as opposed to just throwing the puck away, but still a little bit more we would like to see from Leon Draisaitl.
All right, keep those texts coming in, 780-218-9999. We're going to go to Jordan. Says, Jordan from Sask here. Absolutely dominant performance by the boys, and so great to see Stu get the shutout tonight. Now let's finish them off in 5. Taco chiming in says, Tommy, great effort from start to finish. Kane was a menace. I loved his game. RBM says, Stu, awesome. So pumped for him. Proved me wrong, proved us all wrong, and gave us all the proverbial middle finger. I'm glad he did. Hill can go eat a bag of dirt, as he is a bag of dirt. How he didn't get a single call for multiple slashes and hitting guys in the face was baffling. It pisses me off because he knows damn well his boys are going to come and clean up his messes, and he knows damn well he's going to get the benefit from the refs just because he's a goaltender. In my opinion, if you're going to come out of the net and be a big man, quote unquote, then I'm sorry, you don't deserve the benefit of the doubt of protection. He did get the benefit of the doubt. RBM is right. Like, that call on Janmark was Hill sticking out his pad and trying to chip Janmark. Hill went after, was it Hyman? Knocked him over. Hyman kind of fell easily, but Hill was off his game. If you're looking at Adin Hill, if you're a Golden Knight right now, guys, are you worried about your goaltender?
think you have to be a bit. I mean, they're going to roll with him. He's their guy. He's their number one. He was pretty good in the regular season. Like we mentioned, he was Four Nations, the number 2. I think they got to ride and die with him right now, Tommy and Cass. But again, like I think Cass nailed it. He cooled down after, I think probably in between the intermission. They said, don't show too much emotion. They're getting to you, right? Like, don't let him see that. So, yeah, I think they're gonna ride with him, Tom. I don't see them going away.
Yeah, I think so too. Cass, are you worried about your goaltender if you're a Golden Knight? And like Hernan said, they're not going to Akira Schmidt here.
No, they're not going to him. I think Adin Hill has been. He's had enough success that I don't think that's not their primary concern. I think their primary concern is how do we deal with the Oilers when they're playing at that level. I mean, that's if they're thinking about something, they're thinking about, when they play fast, they play really fast. Oh, wait, they can match our physicality too. Oh, wait, they can play with a little bit of an edge. Oh, wait, if they're not turning pucks over, we're not able to generate that many chances. Yeah. What do we have to do? Like that? That to me is what they're more concerned about, I think, than the play of Adin Hill. Because again, I didn't like the Vander Kane goal, but they're already down at that point, right? Like it's maybe the final straw to get them there. But overall, the Edmonton Oilers did a wonderful job of eliminating a lot of the grade A chances for the Vegas Golden Knights. Like they had the one mini breakaway. I think it was Barbashev in that one.
Yes,
Skinner made a good save on. He had, which was probably their best chance of the night. A couple other good saves, and one at the side of the net that was kind of a toe save. But it's not like they just rained down chances all night on the Edmonton Oilers, which games 2 and 3 they did to a certain extent. So I think their bigger concern right now, guys, is how do we generate offense? Not is Adin Hill going to give up a weak goal.
Good point. A couple of texts here. I like this one from Ontario Momes. I kind of chuckled. Adin Hill was Binnington, minus the saves. Well played, Ontario Momes. For that, I can give you one of these. I really respect that one. That's well played. Very well played. That Bobby LaFrench, swearing in French, says that was entertaining. Let's go. The physical side of the game, Cass, and then the contributions from the depth players. You get 2 goals from Adam Henrique. I thought Connor Brown was really solid. Matthias Janmark looked like he was good and engaged. Start with the physical side of things and not getting pushed around a little bit, and then give us your thoughts on the depth of this team.
Yeah, well, I love the physicality. Frederick, there was the end of a shift. You could tell in that fight he was tired. Oh, yeah. There was not a lot of gas there, and that's so. I've been there. It's so hard to fight somebody in that situation. Like, and you're just dying. You're just like, come on, refs. Come on, get in here. But still chucks them. Love that happened. Just because I love the way that this team physically stood up for themselves. And it was depth guys that brought that. It was Kapaned in one shift, laying out 2 guys and taking a run at a third. It was Podkolzin being physical. It was Hyman being around the net and Kane being around the net and being physical. Like, and it's not just. It wasn't the team tough game in that. Outside of Frederick, we expected everybody to fight. Darnell Nurse could have fought. He said no. Right decision in that moment. He shouldn't have. They just scored a goal. Why do you need? You don't need to do that. Just back out. You get in there in case something happens to your teammate. Absolutely. Then get out when the situation is under control, which it was. But I love that they had. Let's call it. They played a team tough game in that pushback where if Vegas was trying to scrum it up, if Vegas was trying to hit them, Edmonton. He hit right back. They scrummed right back. Like there was no backing down, and I loved it. It was fantastic. It was great.
Cass, I just want to ask you this, and I got to be careful because my co-host in the afternoons is a former goaltender. But when you see a guy like Hill go after Kane, like that bothers me because it was the same thing with Binnington when he was going crazy and attacking players. Like you were a guy that you would drop the gloves, no problem, but. Like, how do you see it when a goalie attacks a player? Should he have to answer the bell?
I like it, by the way. I like it a lot.
Yeah, unless it's Emery, right? He should. I mean, but he knows he's not going to. That's he's not, right? And I don't think any goalie aside from Emery, like he would throw with guys, and which is awesome. But I don't think. Like the thing that's annoying for me is like you just roll your eyes. It's like because he's going to get in there. His other players are coming in. He throws his blocker shot, and I'm like, come on, you're not actually going to fight Evander Kane. You're not because you would just if he actually dropped his gloves and went at you, you're going to crumple into a little ball. Like that's what Aiden Hill's most likely going to do. So it's frustrating and frustrating from a refereeing officiating standpoint, because he was like, not only did he get that shot in on Kane got the penalty, which was stupid, horrible. You guys already talked about that. Just a dumb, like, how do you end up giving him a penalty in that? I don't understand. Charging, nonetheless, like charging. Are you serious? Horrible call. I don't know how Hill doesn't get a penalty for that. He had about 3 or 4 other slashes. You know, you had the where he sticks his leg out on Janmark. It's like he had like 4 or 5 things where I'm like, go freaking penalty on this guy. Like, grow a set. If you are one of the referees, like, just come on and make the call, because they're right in front of you, which was a little annoying. I mean, I would. It's like you have dreams, and it goes through my head sometimes where I'm like, what would I do? In the playoffs, you probably don't, because you don't want to take a dumb penalty. But there's a part of me that's like, if he did that, I'd try to rip his mask off and actually fight him. Like, if he was out of the net at me, I'm like, probably would try to fight him, knowing that I'm going to fight someone else. Like, but maybe I can get one shot in. You know, maybe I just get that one shot in before I'm fighting like 5 guys at once.
Just clock him.
Just that one, right? Like, just get the one shot in, because you're just like, man, he's doing it because he knows his teammates are coming in and the referees are coming in and nothing's going to happen to him, which to me is just like, that's not a gutsy. Like, I don't like it.
I understand, but I find it highly entertaining. I'll stand by that.
It's great.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
I know.
I love it. I absolutely love it. But I'm just saying, I would have like tried to punch him in the mouth. Like,
I know you would. I know 100% you would do everything you could do in your power to get him off his game. Maybe rattle his cage, literally. Cass, I would not doubt that for 1 single second. Really quickly, I didn't throw out the stats from tonight. I should. And I will, because it's important. It leads into another question and text that I saw. So shots on goal end up being 32-23 in favor of the Oilers. Dominant on the face-off dot tonight. It helped for the possession game, obviously, 59.3% to 40.7. Power play 0 for 2, but the PK 3 for 3. That's another good one for the PK tonight. Hits 33-32 in favor of Edmonton. Block shots 20-18 in favor of the Oil. Giveaways officially 14 for Vegas, 10 for Edmonton. Takeaways 7 for Edmonton, 1 for the Golden Knights. And Brad from Crossfield says, how about that penalty kill, boys? It was big early. So 3 for 3. I was thinking this as I was watching. Cass, pardon me. Did they change anything, or is it just them executing better on the PK tonight?
I think they just executed better. No major changes. If you watch, the one thing that they did better tonight, which they have, when they're not getting scored on, they generally do better, as most teams do, is they closed off that cross seam pass. Right? They said, okay, you can pass around the outside a little bit. We're going to close off the cross seam, and they took it away. Other thing that they did well tonight was when they had opportunities, and this is such a huge thing for penalty kills, when they had opportunities to clear, it was all the way down. Like, they cleared the zone. I don't think there was one opportunity tonight where the puck was on Edmonton's stick where it didn't go down the ice, where I was like, oh, that should have been down, and they turned it over. Like, everything was out or skated out if they had room. And that goes a really long way, because you instantly kill time, you take away momentum, they got to get set up and all the good things. So I think they did a great job.
Nanso?
So people are saying now there's no volume for Cass, but I can still hear him, so I don't know what's going on.
Oh, he sounds loud and clear to me.
Yeah, so let me see if I can bump up his levels here once again. Sorry.
All right. I'll rattle off some texts here in the meantime. 780-218-9999. We're going to go inside the Oilers locker room shortly. Luciano just showed up. The Neff is here. Oh, the Familia's here. And the sister's here.
Sister.
Oh, Hernan. Oh, the whole fam's here.
They work tomorrow.
He says, go home. You guys work tomorrow. Oh, I love it. He says, I don't work, Hernan. I don't work. Oh, good to see them. I know. Good to see you guys. Okay, Daryl in Port Moody says, I called the Stu shutout 1 game too early. Haha, let's go. Daryl in Port Moody. Barry the Cheater says, what an effort from the entire team today. Huge win. Let's go, Oilers. LFG, if they win in Vegas, do you think they'll celebrate getting through to the 3rd round? I'll leave that to Cass. They might have a night to blow off some steam in Vegas if they get it done in Game 5, because they'll probably stay I think I'm 100% sure they're going to stay the night there. Yeah, they probably go out and have a tie one on, because they'll have some extra time off, right?
Yeah, I would say a little bit, but I wouldn't say full tie one on. I mean, you want to save that. You want to save that big one. Like you'll have the extra dinner, you'll have a couple of adult beverages, but you'll probably still keep it in between the navigational beacons because you want to win the big one. And yes, you could have a little bit of time here, but it still could be a quick turnaround from what we're seeing from some of the other series. Now you might have a little bit of time. We will have to see, but you could have some fun, but you got to win first.
Gotta earn it, man. That's well said. Okay, Brother Morgs, good to hear from Brother Morgs, says Edmonton set the tone physically and mentally. The flybys on Hill and Frederick fighting. More hits, more intensity, good lineup changes, getting hungry guys involved, and number 92, Pod Colson, continues to play hard. That one from Brother Morgs. Very good to hear from him. Duffman says, I really like Stecher's game. He proved that he was a viable option over Emberson, playing 16 minutes. I like that option better than shortening the bench to 5 D-men. Good text, Duffman. Agree. Well said. This one says, nothing more frustrating when Ron McLean admits at first break that game management occurs with, quote, it's unfair and yet you're going to take one, unquote, with the penalties, even the wrong person. To cool things off, game management is whoever it favors is putting your fingers on scale. Refs are a nightmare. To that texter, I can't argue that. I mean, we know, and we've talked about it so many times, unfortunately, throughout the season and seasons past, like you can't rely on consistency from the officials in the National Hockey League. I always say the bar is set pretty low, and we saw it again, not surprisingly, again tonight. All right. Big Dave, like the PK as well, said we're still worrying about the power play. It still looks pretty flaccid. Cass, what would you say about the power play?
Yeah, flaccid, I think, is that's an okay description. Flaccid, it's a little limp, a little soft.
There it is. Yep, very good. Good synonyms.
Yeah, limp, soft, flaccid, not threatening. It kind of got to that a little bit again. I would like to see them get back. Like they generally, to me, they have more success when they involve Bouchard from a shooting standpoint. You let him rip a couple and it starts to open up lanes, especially in that very first power play you get on a game. And so I think they could do a little bit more. They could do a little bit more from trying to generate that shot from the top to create some chaos and confusion. They're still getting set up in zone, but they're not as threatening when they have the puck. And anytime when you're struggling with a PP, the best thing to do when your PP is flaccid is to work on your movement and to get the puck to the net. Put the shots there, simplify it, and just don't try to do too much. And it's not a problem in a game like today. You have the lead, you have control. Ultimately 5-on-5, you get what you needed to do done. But going forward from a playoff standpoint and hopefully to close out this series, you do want to be a little bit more threatening. And I think getting pucks to the net is a huge part of that.
I see what you did there. That was a very funny pun. Clever boy there. Charles in the nasty chat says power play too much passing around. All right, now, so do we have any audio from the room already?
You know what, Tommy? I'm still waiting. Nothing yet, but I know we'll have Stuart Skinner. I think he was having some fun with the media.
Good
some quotes. Nothing yet on their site, so I'll continue to wait. I'll let you know as soon as I get some post-game audio here.
All right, the fam's leaving. I'm getting kisses blown to me. Good to see you. Oh, the family. Good to see you guys. Yes. Cheers. Golf guy Steve texting in says, heck of a win tonight. They put their stamp on this game early. Didn't let up. Put some respect on Stu Skinner after that win. Let's go to Peter. Says, how good was Bouchard been this series? Miles better than that LA series. He's making big plays on both ends of the sheet. You love to see it. Good point, Peter. And I'm glad we're giving some praise to Evan Bouchard, who has improved his game this series for sure, making the right plays, being smart with the puck, and still has contributed a bit offensively as well. Taco says, shout out to Cap, looked pretty good. Operator Rich, worrying about Cass. And Redbeard, same thing. I think, did we get that figured out? I think we got that figured out.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, we're all good.
What? We're doing process of elimination, so I'm thinking it's the gourd here. has got to be, because again, it's a really good mic, and it just, as of like a week ago, all of a sudden started freaking out and doing weird things. So we're working on it, but Hernan's got me. He's producing the heck out of this, and seems to have fixed it with whatever he did.
It seems like it's fine now again. So yeah.
Well, people are laughing at your flaccid pee-pee joke, so they clearly heard that. You sly dog. Emma Terry in the nasty chat says Kapaned, Kaner, Hyman, and putting down some pain. Yes, indeed. Okay. I'll ask this. Like, the depth was good. I thought McDavid was good. Draisaitl, we talked about, still fighting it a bit, but doing the right thing, so playing a more responsible game. Do we expect McDavid and Draisaitl to take over in Game 5? Or is that asking too much? You need more of just what we saw tonight? Because I don't think anybody will complain if we see more of what we saw tonight in Game number 5.
No, but McDavid had times where he took it over tonight. Like there was a couple times he
Fair
did.
point.
Yeah, I think if McDavid brings that same game and Leon ups another level again, I think you're in really, really good shape, barring, the rest of the team taking a step back. So maybe let's work from, the back end out on this. If Bouchard and Kulak can have that same game, I think they're in really good shape. If Nurse can have that same game and Stecher step in, play a few more minutes, stabilize that third pairing, I think you're in really good shape. And that, Klingberg, we haven't even talked about him today, because I do think Bouchard had a really, really solid game.
Yeah.
No mistakes. I don't know if you guys noticed, Bouchard glassing out. Yeah. I get maybe the first time I've ever actually seen him do that, where he was just like, I don't have a play here. Glassing out. And I was like, what just happened? That's how you know they're on it, is Evan Bouchard was defensively responsible enough to be like, yeah, there is absolutely nothing here. I just got to get this thing out. And it relieved pressure. And it was the right play. But Walman and Klingberg was rock solid again today. Great job from a movement standpoint, a couple really nice plays on breakouts, which was great. And kind of leading me into that, sorry guys, just because we talked about in the pregame show, they were really good in the neutral zone with the support. Really good in the neutral zone with support, which we talked about as being one of the keys to the game. And I thought they did a fantastic job of that. Kind of from their own tops of the circles through. Klingberg had a couple really nice plays, one or two little sauce passes just to areas over top of guys. But anyways, to go back to where we started with this in question and conversation, sorry to take over. I just got thinking about that neutral zone. But
go for it.
If their D play the same way today, and you get close to the same type of game out of the forwards, like there's no way you lose that. Like if Draisaitl plays a little bit better, McDavid plays at the same level, those D-men play consistent like they did tonight.
Oh no! Oh, Cass, you there?
Yeah, nothing happened on my end.
Oh, it froze on my end a bit. Sorry about that.
Guys, we're good. We're good, guys.
I was good.
Yeah, we're good. Sorry, mine cut out there. All right, keep those texts coming in. Let's get to a couple of those. Hernan will go into the room shortly. Conroe, Texas, saying Skinner so much calmer and in balance. He was like a different guy from last game. Oilers were the more aggressive team in their own zone, or the most aggressive in their own zone, as I've seen all year, giving Vegas zero time to set up plays. Shaggy in St. Albert, who I know is taking a heel turn, and people were all over him in the nasty chat. I've been seeing that. Shaggy in St. Albert, Texas, says Skinner's play tonight is making me eat my words. This is a game I was not expecting to see from him this playoffs. It is just one game, but it could be the start of something. Oilers have to finish this in Game 5. Don't show Vegas any daylight. Oilers played almost a perfect two-way game. Wish they would do this more often. Kapaned and Stecher coming in worked out. Kapaned with a couple of big hits. Little disappointed that Draisaitl did not do much in this game, and McDavid had just the one assist. Luckily, Oilers have depth scoring now. I will forgive them for not scoring on 3+ minutes of empty net time. That's Shaggy in St. Albert. This text says, Leon is hurt. Hasn't been moving his feet, legs like usual. It's been a few games, still dangerous, but not dominant. McDavid looked a little gassed, maybe sick. Thank goodness he was able to take it easy in the third. Leon is not hurt. Had that confirmed again by someone else within the organization today. He's just fighting it a bit, and I haven't heard anything about McDavid being sick. So that's just theories on your part to that texter, no name on it. But Leon is not injured outside of the usual bumps and bruises. So, because I was giving him the benefit of the doubt, I think after game 2, and then during game 3, I said to somebody, well, I know Leon's a little bit nicked up. And they're like, is he? Is he? And I'm like, oh, interesting. And then again today, someone's like, no, he's not. Sounds like he's okay. So there you go. Just to clarify that. Hernan, are we ready to go inside the locker room?
We will be in about 20 seconds.
All right. Cass, anything to say in regard to like just the theories? Because people are like, well, they must be hurt. They must be sick. Even the best sometimes have off nights.
You have off nights. You have off times. You're not perfect every single night, but more rare certainly in the playoffs for that to happen. So I understand where you're looking at and the style he's played, where you're like, oh, well, he must be banged up because we've just come to expect so much more from him.
Well said. All right, let's go inside the room from a guy who is definitely on his game, not banged up, had himself a great performance, picking up the shutout. It is Stu Skinner making 24 saves to pick up his first shutout of this postseason.
You've been through some stuff here in the playoffs, getting that shutout. How did that feel?
Yeah, it felt great. I mean, all I can really say is thanks to the guys playing in front of me. They were amazing tonight. Made my job a lot easier. They were battling, a lot of block shots, and I mean, the way that we played defensively was superb. So a lot of credit to the guys.
That first period, one of the most intense periods of the playoffs, was physical. Even though you're not in the physical element, do you sense that as a goalie, just how heightened the intensity is?
Oh, yeah, for sure, especially the way that this building gets. You could just sense the energy. Obviously, there's a lot going on fighting, a lot of pushing around, a lot of momentum back and forth. So, yeah, in moments like that, you just got to focus your mind and do your job. And I felt like all of us as a team really did that in those types of moments.
What was this like for you, just kind of having to stick with it, right? The wins weren't seeming to come, but you were kind of staying with your process and a pretty confident night tonight?
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing I can really do. Everything in the past happens, and what you can do from there is just learn from it and keep moving forward and, not panic. So, I just got to keep on sticking to my process. And I think that's what we've been doing so well as a team, too, is, not trying to chase after wins or anything like that and just sticking to what we do best.
Some of your nicest, most difficult saves maybe came in that first period. How much does that help you settle in and feel good for the night?
Yeah, it makes you feel really good, obviously. It makes you kind of sense a little bit more confidence, just making those big saves. I think timely, too. It's important. Momentum shifts. It could be a different game. So that's what I'm here for, and I got to keep on doing that.
Do you sense that your team was trying to get in the other team's goaltender's grill there in the first period?
Sorry, were we?
Yes, you're at the other end, and
I did,
like Hill was upset on just about every shift.
Yeah, I didn't think we definitely didn't mean to. It wasn't our priority, I mean, he did that. Is what it is. I mean, sometimes that happens. Sometimes you gotta push our guys around, but I mean, then it gives our fans a chance to kind of go after him. So. I mean, if that's how he wants to go about it, it's fine.
And Kane loves that sort of game.
I mean, that's Kane's game, no?
After the first 2 games, or the last 2 games, people wondering what to expect from your team. What did you see from
just putting on our work boots, our hard hats, and just going to work. The way that we've competed over a number of games is, pretty incredible. It's hard to do that, and the way that we've been doing it on a consistent basis just shows a lot of pride in this group.
Personally, Stu, is it tough to block out the outside noise, especially in this town? You live and die with this talking team.
What outside noise?
No?
I have no idea. No clue what's going on.
Stu, if you go back from Game 5 to LA and Game 1 this series and tonight, that's 3 really dominant performances by your group. You just look at kind of what you're capable of when everybody's focused and going in the same direction.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive, honestly. I've had that same thought when you see our guys rolling and playing with that desperation and playing with that fight that we got. We always give ourselves a chance to win.
So was this kind of like the best of everything of entertaining this team, or irritating, or how would you kind of describe it?
I mean, to be honest, I'm in my own world and my end, so it's really hard for me to tell. All I know is that he's playing an amazing game so far. He's working, he's fighting for us, he's grinding, he's scoring goals. So, I mean, it's pretty impressive. So I mean, he's a lot to thank to him.
In regards to your own game, did you feel it was coming though? Did you feel good? Like you made some big saves last game. Did you feel it was about time for one of these to come?
Yeah, I mean, again, with the game of hockey, there's so many things that can kind of happen. That's just professional sports, especially in my position. So for me, I mean, I decided to play this position, so it's completely my fault. And it's just, for me, being in situations like this, I've been in them many times before. I'm going to be in them again, So can't really tell the future. So it's just, again, like kind of what I was saying to you, Richard, is, just sticking to my process and just playing my game and doing my best out there.
When it's not going great, like when, you come out of the lineup and the numbers weren't awesome. You've been through this before. Does it leave a mark? Are you at the point where you can just get past that? Or do you have to do some, look inside yourself a little bit?
You always got to look inside yourself. I mean, situations like this, numbers are what they are. Numbers don't really matter, especially in playoffs. But the biggest thing is just trying to give your team a chance to win. I mean, if you let in 5 and it's a 5-5 game going in OT, you're giving your team a chance to win. So, it doesn't really bother me. So I'm not.
Stu,
it's about the wins.
You come off the ice in the room and all the extra guys are standing there. And the guy that yells the loudest is your partner, Calvin Picker. Just talk about the relationship you two have and how much you root for each other.
Yeah, I mean, it's been an amazing ride with him for the last 2 years. Everything that we've gone through, too, just makes you closer, especially as a tandem. Especially him and I, just in general, being in the position that we're in. It's it takes a lot of character to show each other support, even though that maybe the other guy's not in the greatest situation. And seeing that just shows everyone his character, how much he actually cares about me. It's not fake, and same the other way around. There's there's no facade there. It's just two guys battling for each other and always supporting each other.
That's beautiful. That's also Stuart Skinner there, picking up the shutout tonight. His best performance of the postseason by far. 24 saves, some big ones, especially early on. Skinner on Barbashev early. When he went in on a lone, Skinner with a good save on McNabb in the first period. I have Skinner with a good stop in tight, and then the Oilers went the other way and Kane scored, so good stuff there. I am going to go out to this quote. What outside noise? I have no idea what's going on. Cass, how much are you buying that? Cass, unmute. Oh, he's muted.
I am unmuted.
There we go.
Okay. That time wasn't the microphone. That time was me. Listen, there's a lot of guys, Stuart Skinner included, that do actually just shut it all out. Now, they know, based on the questions they're asked after games, they kind of know what the situation is. They know what the story is going to be and how people are going to run with it. But you actually do. You try to tune it out as much as you can. You definitely don't look at your Twitter. You don't look at your socials. You just delete them from your phone, and you ignore it. And you just kind of focus on what you need to do, which hopefully is what he's doing. Because, man alive, I wouldn't be able to put up with it. That would be a lot. That would be a lot of stuff that was thrown his way. But not tonight, Tommy. Not tonight.
Well, he did it tonight. You're right. And whatever got him into that mental space tonight, do it again for Wednesday in game number 5. All right, Cass, you want to close this bad boy out on Wednesday. What are the keys? I know it's easy to say, just do what you did today, but come on.
Yeah, well, I think continuing to support the puck well through the neutral zone to me is going to be the big thing. They did that so well tonight. It led to offense for, and it led to less offense against, and be throat crushers. You got to step on them, right? You have an opportunity here to end it. You would like to not have Vegas get any kind of hope or momentum, and so starting like you did tonight, which is the best start they've had so far in the series, coming out of the gate, playing well, playing with that upped intensity, and I think you heard Stuart Skinner talk about it when they play at that level, like when they're engaged and they're at that level of intensity and desperation and desire. They're a really, really hard team to beat, and they can close out a series.
Cass, fantastic work as always. People are texting me, not just the inbox or the nasty chat. They're literally texting my number personally to talk about the flaccid PP comment you had earlier today. Well played, sir. Tip of the cap to you. And actually, more than a tip of a cap to you, we'll give you this. We'll take you out with this.
Oh, thanks.
Great work as always, my friend. I look forward to seeing and talking to you on Friday. You're out on Wednesday, right?
Out on Wednesday, yeah, but we'll be back for Friday.
Okay, great work. See you on Friday.
See ya.
There you go. There's Matt Cassian, our game analyst, with the breakdown brought to you by South Fort Chev. All right, Nancito, we have Jake Walman ready to go. And then on the other side of that, Reid Wilkins will be with me here. He's actually already here for Reid's Read. So let's go back inside the Oilers locker room and hear from Jake Walman.
Effort, top and bottom, goalie out tonight.
Yeah, I thought right from the get-go. I mean, it was easy for us tonight. We came out banging, and I mean the forwards made it easy on us. We were playing in their zone a lot of that game, and that's always the key, I think, with us.
Jake, you guys came out pretty physical. Was that the plan, or did you just kind of unfold that way? Or?
Yeah, I think that's when we're playing our best hockey. We're coming out banging, and I mean, all four of our lines, all three D pairs can do that, can play that way, and it's probably one of the identities of our team, just getting in the forecheck, making it hard on them, and yeah, I think the finishing of the checks tonight was a key to success for sure.
Jake, I know you haven't been here long, but just a thought on Stu and his ability to bounce back, and you know he's taken a lot from the fans around here, but to be able to put a performance like this together.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you said, I think he handled that beautifully tonight. We have a ton of confidence in him. He's an unbelievable goaltender, and he was on point tonight. Biggest thing, probably really happy for him. I think he deserves it, and he's a great goalie. We're looking forward to keep that going.
You and Klingberg have had a lot of good results on the ice in these playoffs. What is it about his game that's helping him have success here?
Yeah, just really smooth skater, easy to play with. I think anybody on our D-corps can play with anybody. But yeah, Klinger and I have been having some success. It's easy to play with him. I think kind of work off each other pretty well, and at this point we kind of know where each other are on the ice always. So yeah, I love playing with him. It's been great.
Jake, you guys used to switching partners lots the last few games, but tonight the three pairs kind of stuck together for the most part. Is it a bit easier when you get into a rhythm as a duo? Yeah, for sure. Some familiarity with everybody, and yeah, this is probably the first game that we've done that. But yeah, like I said, anybody can play with anybody. But I think all three pairs tonight we're going well, and we're all confident, and guys are playing well. It's nice to see when everybody's going out there.
Jake, could Evander Kane have done anything else tonight?
Oh, I love watching Kaner play. Just playing against him all these years, and I know he practices hard, so I can feel it in practice. But he's one of those guys that's on the body, and that's kind of what propels his game. I think a little bit intimidating for the opposing team when that guy's coming down on you, and of course he's got the hands and can finish too. So yeah, it's nice having him on our team.
Did he ever irritate you that much when you played against him?
I don't know. I didn't know him as well as I do now, but it makes me chuckle. I think he's a fun guy on and off the ice, but he's a great teammate, and he's definitely working well for us right now.
Like, what's it been like for you?
What does it do for your team when you're in a situation where you need a big game tonight? It's a very important game, and your team lays down maybe the best game it's played in ages, all around hockey game.
Yeah.
You know, what does that say about a team? I guess it can bring that game in this moment.
Yeah, I think we can shows that we have it in us, and obviously it's a huge game. It could have been 2-2 or 3-1, and yeah, we got a job to do. It's not done, but definitely a better position than it could have been. So yeah, I think that was the mindset. Even when we were up, we kind of kept the pedal to the metal, and yeah, just grinded, play the same way like it was 0-0. So I think that's the most important thing. We can kind of forget about what the score is and play our game.
What's this journey been like for you? You know, coming over from San Jose, is it as fun as you thought it would be?
Yeah, it's been great. I'm proud of where I am right now, and nothing else I want to do than help this team win.
All right, that was Jake Walman following his team's 3-0 win over the Vegas Golden Knights. Walman tonight, +1, 16:30 time on ice. 3 shots, 3 blocked shots, and that's an okay stat line. Didn't play as much as we're used to seeing him play, but the defense was spread out more. John Klingberg only 12:36. Actually, Evan Bouchard and Darnell Nurse and Brett Kulak saw heavy minutes, so I take what I said back. Bouchard, 25-14. Nurse, 23-33. Kulak, 22-37. Klingberg, 12-36. Stecher, 16-46. Walman, who you just heard from, 16-30. As we welcome in Reid Wilkins, host of the Reid Wilkins Show here on Edmonton Sports Talk with Jay Milne, Monday to Friday, 3 to 6. Great program, if I do say so myself. It is Reid's Read, brought to you as always by Edmonton Garrison Memorial Golf Club. Fall in, golfers. Edmonton Garrison Memorial Golf Club is open to the public and memberships are still available. Join the ranks today and experience top-tier golf with a proud military tradition. For more info, visit egmgolf.com to enlist. I do want to point this out. It's a tweet from our friend Jesse Granger over at The Athletic. I'm glad you shared this with me. Edmonton has one of the best in-game promotions I have ever seen. They launch Donair burritos into the crowd with a t-shirt cannon and call it Donair Force One. Also, they blast Danger Zone by Kenny Loggins while doing it. Spectacular. And then he follows up with a tweet subsequently that says, "Tonight I learned. Definitely don't call it a Donair burrito. Lesson learned." Jesse Granger.
Yeah, I've never heard it called that. Is that what they call it in the States? It's a Donair burrito?
It's not called a Donair it's a hero if you find it in certain cities, and it's not the same. It's more Greek style. And they also, I think there's another saying for it, similar but not this. Donair is very unique. It's Lebanese, I think, in origin, as well as East Coast, very popular out on the East Coast. So,
right.
The hero is one of them, and then there's another term, I can't think of it off the top of my head, but don't ever call it a Donair burrito.
Right.
Again, you're mixing two different. It would be like saying pasta burger.
Right.
Kind of thing. You know what I mean?
I get it. I think I get it.
Yeah, a quick reference, kind of whatever. Anyway, Riedrich, it's Reid's Read. What'd you think of tonight? Let's start with that. Just go off the top.
I thought they dominated the first period. I thought the first period was outstanding. Just domination in every way. I mean, they obviously scored 2 goals. Henrique scored minute 27 into the game, so you have the early lead. And just complete dedication to hitting anything in a white uniform. Even the goaltender, though I don't know.
So what?
I mean, we'll talk about that in a second. But just complete commitment. Everybody locked in, everybody hitting, everybody checking. Skinner, you mentioned the 2 biggest saves he made. And he made some good saves along the way, but he stopped the breakaway that Barbashev had, and then he stopped the McNabb tip. It was 1-0 on both of those. So he didn't let Vegas get one and get some momentum. And then they, I guess the only thing you kind of criticize is that the Oilers were shorthanded 3 times in the first period. They killed them all off. That first penalty kill would have been perfect, but then they mystifyingly gave up that breakaway to Barbashev with 3 seconds left in the PK. Eichel did hit the crossbar. Bruce Cassidy mentioned that in his post-game, but he also said they didn't move the puck around well enough on the power play. And then the second and third periods, I thought they were thorough. Thought they were careful, maybe too careful at times, but they always had guys back. There were turnovers, there were fumbled pucks sometimes, but they always had guys back and they were playing desperate. And then Skinner made obviously every save he needed to make. So this was a pretty thorough game by the Oilers. I mean, this looked like a very veteran playoff team just doing exactly what they needed to do to take control of the series.
Better or equal to Game 5 versus LA?
I'm going to say better because the stakes are higher in the second round and they're playing a better team.
Well said, Riedrich. All right, you can text us if you have any questions or comments, 780-218-9999. Get to the nasty chat as well. JV says Leon and Connor are good. It's nice to see the supporting cast digging in. They'll be there when we need them. Do you find, or do you think now that Vegas's will is broken, or do you think they're going to recover just fine?
I never count a team out. I mean, maybe if there was a lower seed that just barely made the playoffs, maybe.
I would say contrast it with LA. I thought LA's will was broken after their Game 5 loss.
Maybe.
I thought so.
Maybe a little bit. I think Vegas knows they're in a tough situation, but they are going home. You know, they're going to think, well, we haven't won a home game. We're due to win one. And Bruce Cassidy in his postgame said, obviously, they have to start the game better. Like he said, we didn't start on our toes, and Edmonton checked us well. So the Golden Knights know what they have to do, but so do the Oilers. And that's the beauty of this matchup, is that it's two very experienced playoff teams, given the last 4 or 5 years, who know what to do. But the Oilers were just fully committed tonight. They had all the energy in the first period. They got a 2-0 lead, and then they didn't let up. The PK came through, like I said, and I think, I do think Hill got rattled with some of the stuff. I didn't see. Did he stick his leg out on Janmark?
He stuck his leg out.
So he stuck his leg out and then went down.
That was clever, and it worked. He got lucky. It worked out.
And then going after Kane, like McNabb threw him into him.
Yeah.
Now maybe Kane would have wound up there anyway, but McNabb certainly bumped him in there. So I think if I were the Oilers, I would love to see that. Oh, they're like, it's one thing if one of their skaters goes around, or Haig got into the fight.
Yeah.
Kolasar was looking for some things. But when the goalie is doing it, you're like, oh, this is great.
He was rattled.
He's thinking about us going to the net and not worried so much about stopping the puck. So I just thought the first period was outstanding.
Yeah.
I mean, it was given the stakes, it was probably the Oilers' best period of the season.
Hernan,
how you doing, Reid?
Good
stuff. Yeah, I agree with you that first period, and not just domination, but pure entertainment. Like, I know you guys can't watch the panels in the intermissions, but they were just glowing over that first period and how the Oilers got under Aiden Hill's kind of skin there and kind of were rattling them. And I guess what I wanted to, I kind of asked Cass the same question though. The deep pairings, Reid. They made the shift for Stecher and Nurse, who have played together this season. And I thought Nurse looked a lot more composed, just a lot more at ease today. I'm not saying he's not with Bouchard, but I'm just saying it looked more comfortable. Kulak was a stud like he always is. Bouchard, I mean, guys, it's been a while since we've talked poorly about Bouchard in any game. He's been solid. What did you make of the switch made by the Oilers coaches there? And do you think you just keep rolling with the same pairings now?
Well, I think that Knobloch will come back with the same lineup unless there's an injury, because we generally have seen him doing that. I thought Stecher played quite well. I mean, the thing about Stecher is his ceiling really high? No, but he never stops working, and I think he knows where the puck is supposed to go. And I didn't mind Nurse Bouchard in the playoffs, and I thought they were almost together by default a little bit, but Kulak is just so steady, right? And Bouchard has been better defensively. I know he's never going to turn into, Dennis Potvin or whatever, but he's been a little more physical, like, at least in terms of getting in the way, like even the play he made on Stone in overtime, and he still is pretty good with the puck. So, I mean, everything just worked tonight. Everybody was bought in and committed. I was surprised Klingberg didn't see the ice as much, but I guess you're rolling with who's having a good game. I still thought he did his job. I mean, he gets back and he generally gets the puck going in the right direction. But I would think Hernan, he's got to come back with the same deep pairings and try to finish it off with the same lineup.
No, for
Scott,
sure.
Okay, go ahead.
And it was just you saw the minutes for Stecher, 16 minutes, way more than what Emerson was giving the team, right? So I think right now this is Stecher's kind of spot. They're going to roll with him until something goes bad, I guess. But I think this is the sixth defenseman we're going to see. And I agree. I can't foresee, because I know a lot of people in the nasty chat were saying there's no way you can take Kapaned out. And I don't think you can. He got in the game, guys, and he showed well. So I agree with Reid. I think there's no lineup changes coming for Game 5.
Well, Kapaned was noticeable. I know he got the one penalty, but he did use his speed. He tried a couple of shots, and you see he's got an offensive mind that he tries to be a little bit creative. But just with him, and he didn't do it tonight, but we saw him in the regular season. Sometimes he turned the puck over in the neutral zone, but they didn't do that tonight. The Oilers were generally pretty good getting the puck into the neutral zone and getting it down deep. Like, who would have thought that would be a line at this point in the season? Draisaitl, Podkolzin, and Kapaned. I still think there might be some frustration with Leon's game.
His
just
game,
in terms of moving his feet and getting going and stuff like that. But he checked pretty well tonight, and I think he was up against Eichel quite a bit. So that was more of a take Eichel out of the game, because I do think Eichel's really emerged as their driver. Like, I think it might have been Stone when they won the cup, even if he didn't always get the most points.
That's fair. Yeah,
he might have been the most noticeable guy. I think now it's truly Eichel. But I along the lines of what Kapaned and Podkolzin and other forwards were doing, Kane had a good game. The Oilers were very good along the boards, and they were very good down low in the Vegas end of the rink, and they committed to trying to keep the puck down there. Now, with the lead, you can be a little more patient, but it looked like they really thought, okay, we got to grind. We got to grind below the icing line, and try to make Vegas take the puck away from us. And the Oilers, they got some bigger guys, and they got some guys who can hold on to pucks down low. And that really worked for them well tonight, I thought. And as we were talking about the hitting, I mean, I know this has been brought up before, like, they're clearly especially hitting Pietrangelo.
As they should.
As they should. I mean, he's an awesome player, and that's the one guy that, I mean, they want to get after all of them, but clearly they're making an effort to really drill him whenever they can.
This is Reid's Read, brought to you by the Garrison Memorial Golf and Curling Club. You can text us 780-218-9999. We're live on location at the Canadian Ice House. People coming in here to enjoy a Monday night beverage, libation, victory celebration. Call it what you want. Scott from Wainwright texting in says, fellas, I brought my 15-year-old daughter to the game. She's in the middle of chemo treatment and has another one tomorrow at the Stollery. So we came in, and silver lining to a tough situation was watching that unreal game. It was wild and made things just that much better for her. Go Oilers. Scott from Wainwright. Scott, thank you for that text. We're glad that she had a great night. That's awesome. The performance and the outcome was excellent. And from all of us here at EST, we're sending our best to you and your daughter and your entire family. So I really appreciate that. Thank you for sharing. And hopefully everything goes really, really well tomorrow and obviously into the future. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate that. Troll says, I didn't mind Stu's presser until he said numbers don't matter, and if you give up 5 goals in a 5-5 game, you're giving your team a chance to win. I thought that was an odd quote. Giving up 5 to me means you're trying to throw a winner.
That's not what Skinner said.
Go for it.
Skinner said if it's 5-5 and the game's going to overtime, you've given your team a chance to win. And what he means is then you got to be the goalie that doesn't allow the 6th one. He's not saying, oh, I'm fine giving up 5, but winning is the ultimate. I mean, nobody, like, I want Grant Feuer's exact save percentage and goals against average in 1987. Exactly. Don't look it up in the playoffs. I want it. Text it in. Nobody knows it because he won the cup. Yeah. I mean, I get it. Okay, but like, for crying out loud, are we going to pick apart everything Skinner does?
The answer is yes, because he is in the crosshairs and can't shake them.
So he gets a shutout, and a guy's pissed off at something he said. Have a nice evening. I'm glad you can take joy in your team winning a game.
Yeah, and way to make Reid mad. Jeez. I like when you get feisty. Hernan, what do you got?
I just love angry Reid. That's great.
Me too.
Yeah. Hey, and listen, like compared to 2 nights ago, guys, the Nash had a lot of support for Stuart Skinner. What I like, guys, and you guys were there. I mean, you guys saw it firsthand. But when he made the stop on Barbashev on that breakaway, the crowd erupted, and I thought that was great support for Stuart Skinner. And as much as he says, I don't know what you're talking about, like, that must feel good knowing that the fans have his back and want him to succeed. So, and again, guys, we talked about it. He made some good saves in the first period. Wasn't really tested after that. But that's not his fault either. Oilers did a good job defending. Like Stuart Skinner said, they blocked a lot of shots. They got in the way. They defended well. Can't blame Stuart Skinner for only facing 24 shots. And the 24 shots he did face, he stopped them on. And this bodes well because now you have a guy that's gaining confidence. You have a guy, Pickard, who's, Tom, you said he's out for the first round, but a guy that's very confident, hasn't lost yet in the playoffs. So it's a good problem to have. You can have 2 goalies that are going, guys.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, that's, in all seriousness, that is how goaltenders have to think. I mean, I had Kelly Rudy on my old show every week during the hockey season for 11 years. And he used to say that he used that exact example once. I remember him saying it was 5-5 after 2 periods, and he's played not very good. He would think, okay, I have to win this period. I have to be better than the other guy for a period. And it was really interesting talking to him, too. Like, he said he never thought about the entire game or getting a shutout or whatever. He thought about making every save in a 5-minute segment. Because he's like, if I thought about making saves for 60 minutes, I would drive myself crazy. But he said I could vision making all the saves I needed to make in a 5-minute period of the game. And then if I let in a goal, okay, I wipe away that 5-minute period, and now I'm starting fresh in the next 5-minute section.
So he would compartmentalize,
right?
Basically.
Well, it's almost like if golf would be like one hole at a time, right? So he has,
which is harder than it seems.
12 5-minute sections in a 60-minute game. So that's what Stuart. But Stuart didn't mean, it's okay if I let in 5 goals. He meant you got to get the win. You know, so even if you've had a rough night, if you still give your team a chance to win, then ultimately you can leave the rink happy.
All right, keep those things coming in. We appreciate that very, very much. Okay, Riedrich. They want to get this win and end this series and get some rest and some extended rest. How do you see the keys to success in Game 5 for the Oilers? You just say it's simple, do this again? I brought this up with Cass earlier. Just do what you did in Game 4. Do that again and repeat it. Very easy to do, and you'll be fine. There's more to it than that, I would assume.
Well, yeah, it'd be great to repeat this, but Vegas is going to play better. There's no doubt about that. So I think for the Oilers going into that building, you got to be ready for a hyped-up Vegas team off the hop, playing to keep their season alive. So you have to keep the game under control. I mean, maybe you're going to get scored on. Maybe you might have to kill a penalty. But, get through that opening 10 to 15 minutes, maybe tied, maybe you're down 1 even. I'm not saying that'd be great, but, maybe worst case scenario. You keep it under control and then give yourself a position to get back into the game or take a lead. Like Cassidy I didn't hear Knobloch's presser. I'll have to watch it later, but I heard Cassidy's, and he was asked about the first period, how physical and intense it was. And he said players can't finish their checks for 60 minutes. Like, it's too exhausting. So you're going to get that from Vegas. Give some of it back and settle in for a long night where you're going to have to battle for the entire night. I think that's the mentality they need for Game 5. And don't beat yourself. And for the most part, they didn't beat themselves tonight.
Don't beat yourself. I think that's a key. Well said, Reid Wilkins. All right, big boy. Atmosphere-wise, where would you put it tonight?
Oh, that's a good question. Because there were a lot of exciting plays after the second and the third.
That first period was phenomenal, though.
Yeah, but it was crazy. I mean, the crowd's always great. The pregame chanting and how loud they are when the Oilers skate out, and then they were right into it and on top of Aiden Hill and all that kind of stuff. And then clearly, they know. Of course, fans know the storylines, and the fans who are in the building, were really into supporting Skinner, right? And you could tell Kapaned got a couple nice cheers on plays he made. So
a lot of Aidens, and they even gave him the Bronx cheer on some easy dumping saves.
Oh, that one that trickled in on him.
Oh yeah.
So the crowd's always great here. I do think it's. I mean, I can't say for sure it's the best because I don't go to a lot of NHL rinks.
In the playoffs, it is
up there.
Right up there for sure.
It's up there.
Yeah. Shots on goal. I was impressed by this. 13-5 in the first, 25-12 in the second. I think that was an indicator of how.
I think they changed it.
Did they? 25-13?
They changed it to 15-5 in the first.
Oh, 15-5. Okay. Yeah. Well, I took it down off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I know.
Right,
so do
right when the period ends,
and
they always change. They go and watch tape. That's off-ice officials are very stringent, and they don't like to miss anything. So kudos to them for doing a good job.
Yeah, they were all over him that first period.
They were.
Just domination.
And they continued that on in the second period, which was excellent. Do you think it's going to be a feisty game in Game 5?
I don't know if it'll be quite like this one was early, because I don't think Vegas wants to roll the dice with a power play that could be a step towards ending their season.
1 second. What
did I do? Why is that?
Yeah, very good pun.
What did I say?
Vegas rolled the dice.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, there you go. You did. Good job. Nice pun there.
Hit me.
I know you demanded with anger in your voice that someone give you Grant Fuhr's save percentage and goals against average when they won
in the 87 playoff.
Yeah, that's right. My dad, Reno, texts in. He says, has anyone blamed Skinner for Steve Smith's goal to knock the Oilers out of 86 yet? They have not, Reno. I see what you did there, playing off of what Reid was demanding. Reid, excellent stuff, my friend.
Okay, thanks for having me.
Can I buy you a beer or two?
No, not today.
Oh, you're a fancy boy.
Well, I gotta be careful.
Okay. How's your eye doing? It looks good, by the way.
It's slowly improving, not as quickly as I would like.
It's coming along. It's coming along. All right, Nat. So that's Reid Wilkins with Reid's Reid. Let's get to the next portion of the show. I'm going to do the turning point of the game, and we'll go. Do we have anything else to go back in the room? Do we have anything left?
I could get coach if you'd like.
We've been going for a pretty good clip here. 75 minutes. You know what? No, we don't need to get coached. We'll be okay without Chris Knobloch tonight. We'll get to the last orders of business, a few texts, and we'll say goodnight on what has been a pretty darn good Monday. Huge thank you to everybody here at the Ice House. Nikki, Tian, Bree, Kaylin, Regan. They're all fantastic. Tim, head of security, making sure everything's running smoothly here like they always do. So let's, in the meantime, get to the turning point of the game. Brought to you, as always, by Advantage Sport Medicine and Physiotherapy. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists. You've got a bag of frozen peas. Bit of a difference there. So get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game at Advantage Sports Medicine. Book your assessment today at www.advantagesportmed.ca or call 780-460-9977. I will give honorable mention to Skinner's save on Barbashev on the partial break. I'll give him honorable mention on the nice save on redirection by McNabb. But it was the play where Skinner had that good stop in tight. I think his own guy redirected it on net. Skinner kicks it out, and then the Oilers kick it back the other way. McDavid finds Kane. He streaks in, slides one through the pads of Aiden Hill, ends up being the third goal, and really, I think, gave the fans and the team the confidence in knowing that this was going to be a good night and there would be a safe lead. So that's going to be your Advantage Sport Medicine and Physiotherapy turning point of the game. Nanso, you agree or disagree with that one?
No, I agree, 100%.
Okay, perfect. Very good. Keep the show moving along. I see what you did there. I appreciate that very much.
No, Tom, I disagree. You should have picked.
Let's argue about it. I'm just kidding. Let's get to the Damon Bunting. Oh, there's Sam. Good to see you, Sam. He's wearing his Oilers team staff issue. I say hi to your dad as well. Michael Bobroff, he's a beauty. I worked with him at the Oilers. Sam Bobroff, awesome guy working for the team as well. All right, let's get to the Damon Bunting Real Estate Player of the Game. Damon Bunting, consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 17 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Check him out, DamonBunting.com, or visit his Instagram at Damon Bunting Real Estate. Hernan Salas, take it away.
Yeah, a lot of good options today for sure. Everybody was pretty good in this game. Some guys stood out more than others, but man, I got to go back to this guy. He's just been unreal these playoffs. I'm going to go Evander Kane. 1 goal, 1 assist, +3, Tom. Only 13 minutes time on ice. He had 4 shots on net, 6 hits. Took a punch to the head by Aiden Hill, was all over it all night. I got to say Evander Kane, obviously, for me, is the Damon Bunting Player of the Game for the agency. Honorable mention to Adam Henrique for his 2 goals and Stewie Skins for the shutout.
I like it. Lots of great options, and you backed it up. You showed your work. He was a disturber all night long, all series long, and you like having disturbers in your lineup. Oh, I just want to hit that button. That's why I like doing that. Anyway, that is a great Player of the Game brought to you by Damon Bunting Real Estate. If you're looking to buy or sell your home, check him out. He is a great guy and very efficient at finding you the right home or selling your home. DamonBunting.com or Damon Bunting Real Estate on Instagram. All right, a couple of texts to wind things down on what has been a very lovely Monday night, as Edmonton does take a stranglehold of this series. If we told you May 5th before game 1, hey, in about 7 days, your team's going to be up 3-1 going back to Vegas. I think 95% of Oiler fans would be overjoyed. There'd be the few tough shells that would be like, well, should be 3-0 at that point, or 4-0 sweep. But 3-1, pretty good going back to Vegas. That was the first game, guys, or everyone out there, and Nanso, that a home team won in this series. I know it's only 4 games, but that's the first home win of this series. Norman at Combine says, well played, Reno. Well played. He liked Reno's text, the Steve Smith comparison. Say, why hasn't anyone blamed Stu Skinner for Steve Smith's own goal back in 86? That's my daddy. This text comes in, says, boys, Skinner played great tonight. He's shown these flashes last year. I truly believe that Skinner will go on a run. He's going to be great in Game 5. There will be a goalie controversy before Game 1 of the Western Conference Final. Game 6, Western Conference Final, Skinner could show up. Or Game 1 versus Vancouver, Skinner could show up. That's the position. All right, thank you for that text. Brandon says it's a really good sign that there are different heroes every night. Bouchard versus LA, the custodian line, Pickard, Connor Brown. Tonight it was Henrique. Throw that one player beat us, quote unquote, out the window. Championship characteristics. Good text, Brandon. Appreciate that. Well played. And then Nate Dogg from Vancouver says, I love Frederick. He's going to score at some point. He could have had a Gordie Howe tonight. Yeah, good spirited tilt there with Nick Hague tonight. And, man, there's a lot to like about the Oilers and their performance. And obviously the outcome dictates that 3-0 victory over the Vegas Golden Knights in Game 4. They look forward to Wednesday night against Vegas in Vegas at T-Mobile Arena, where they are 2-0 thus far, looking to go perfect 3-0 and lock up this series. We'll see if they can get it done. Nanso, what do you think on Wednesday?
Yeah, I mean, just to finish it off, and you're probably going to get depending on Jets Dallas, I think it's going to go the distance, Tom. Get some days off in between, rest some bodies. Bodes well for this team, and we'll see what happens. Reid, like you said, like Vegas is going to be better. They're going to be at home. They haven't won there yet, Tom. But if the Oilers show up and play the same way they did tonight, I've been saying it. When the Oilers are on, there's not many teams that can match them, that can beat them. So it's going to be another wild night, Tom. We'll tee it up like we always do. And I know for Oiler fans, let's hope they can close it out and get some days off here and get ready for the third round, which whether it's the Jets or the Stars, I know I'm putting myself way ahead here. It's going to be tough, so it bodes well for the Oilers to close it out Wednesday. If not, Tom, I'm still confident Friday's the night.
The toughest game to win is the series clincher. We'll see if Edmonton can make it a perfect 3-0 in Vegas in this series. Again, that's something that I think a lot of people would be pleasantly surprised to hear just a week ago, heading into this second round matchup between these two Pacific Division rivals. Edmonton playing some good hockey, obviously a bit spotty the other night in Game 3, but they totally redeemed themselves tonight with that 3-0 victory. Like Hernan was talking about, we'll get you set up for game number 5. We're live on location at Hudson's White Avenue. Come join us, won't you? And I might buy you a beverage or two, some nasties. It was Cal in the park. It was Sarah. It was VR Montenegro and Corey B. That came and joined us today. Sent them over a round or two and maybe a shot or two to make sure that they were well hydrated during the game here at the Ice House. But Hudson's White Avenue with Connor and the crew, Connor Y. at Hudson's White. That game is 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time start. That means we get going for the pregame show right after the Reid Wilkins show at 6 o'clock. It's going to be awesome. We're going to have a lot of fun. Belzy in for Cass. Cass is away. So hopefully we're talking about another Oilers victory and a series clincher. But they've got a good team in front of them, a team that they've managed to handle 3 times already. And we'll see if they can get that 4th victory Wednesday night. Nanso, that's going to do it for another fun show here at the Canadian Ice House. You know, we appreciate you guys very, very much for watching and listening on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, of course, EdmontonSportsTalk.com's audio player, and to those on YouTube. Thank you so much. Hit that thumbs up button on the way out. Tell your friends about EST. It's Edmonton's clear choice for sports, without question. That's going to do it tonight. A big thank you to Reid Wilkins for stopping by. For Matt Cassian and the Latino Heat, Hernan Salas, I'm Tom Gazzola saying have yourselves a lovely night. We'll see you tomorrow. Ciao for now.